Welcome to another episode where we spill the tea on all things flea. From wild vendor stories to incredible finds, we're bringing you the voices, treasures, and secrets of the flea market world. So grab a seat and let's dive in. This is you, me, and the flea. Hey Flea fam, welcome back to another episode of You, Me, and the Flea. Happy Thursday. I am back by myself and I actually threw this episode in kind of last minute because I just feel like it was like a code red. I had to get on and do this episode. Mostly because recently I manage like a lot of like back end things, especially like comments and social media, obviously, and customer emails and things like that come in. And recently I have seen so much coming in regards to pricing at the flea market. And we've done so many of these episodes throughout the past couple of years, just like comparing flea market pricing to your big box retailers, right? Like we've done Amazon, Target, Walmart. We did a makeup episode that was like Ulta and like CVS and Walgreens and all those things, and kind of comparing, because I will be the first person to admit, exactly like you, I also think that the prices that I see at the flea market are high. I'm like, wait a second, vitamins for $9? Like, that's wild. What do you mean? Right? Like, I'm always questioning that stuff, and I'm always like dumbfounded 99% of the time. And so it's a shocking thing, at least from my perspective. It's like so shocking, and I don't understand it. And then I go home and I'll look at what the price is on Amazon, or I'll physically go to the store and see the pricing, and I kick myself almost 100% of the time because I didn't get it at the flea market, which was like $2 to $3 cheaper, sometimes half the price, 50% cheaper. And so I had to get on, do this episode, and tell you what's up. So here we go. Again, we've done a lot of these price comparisons. I kind of did it off of some recent items that I've seen, like ones that I was kind of shocked by. So this is more like housewares and trendy items. So let's jump right in, if you will. So the first item I have is actually one that I purchased for myself, which was an espresso machine. I had been eyeing it for a long time, and it's a funny story. We went to an event and they were giving it away as a raffle, and I was hoping to God that I would win so bad because my coffee maker at home wasn't working. So anyway, put in all of my raffle tickets into this Nespresso, ended up losing. Shocker. I always lose. But then my coworker was like, hey, score, jackpot, I found the Nespresso for $50 at the flea. Do you want it? And I was like, honestly, gut punch. I'm like, $50? I'm like, oh, I do not want to pay $50. I'm like, why isn't it cheaper? It's a flea market, right? That's what everyone thinks. And so then I was like, you know what? Yeah, just get it. I need it. So anyways, I have the Nespresso. It is brand new. It was wrapped and taped. I will say the box was banged up. It was looked like it had fallen, I think, but everything inside was there and in tip top shape. Anyway, I paid $50. So that was the Swap-O-Rama price. If you actually go, I think it's the Ventura model, that I got, however you say that. So if you actually go to the Nespresso website, it's $129.99. Amazon had the same exact one for $139, and Walmart had it for $114. So yeah, no brainer. Again, I don't know why. I think it was just because aesthetically this box was a little beat up, but I'm so impressed. I love it to death. Okay, the next thing is curtains, and I bring this up all the time, but a lot of my friends and family they're into their curtains. And the ones that I saw at the flea, these ones were plain, but I have seen printed ones that probably vary. So I looked them up, and on Amazon, a 2-piece of sheer curtains was $7.62. And then at Walmart, they were $9.98. And then at the flea market, they were 2 packs for $5, which is insane. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 panels for $5. A lot of the cheaper ones that were in that $5 range that I was looking up, it was only like 1 panel of curtain. So you would have had to get 2. So that's a great deal. Fedora hats are really big. Right now I'm seeing like a lot of fedora hats, straw hats, things like that. At the flea market, they were $5. This one was a little bit cheaper at Walmart, $3.99. However, the quality was like a straw versus the nicer quality that I saw at the flea market. And then at Amazon, it was actually the cheapest one I saw was $15, and then they went up from there. So if you're looking for a hat, run. Okay, recently in my last week's vlog, there was multiple vendors, no joke, multiple vendors were selling summer dresses. So like the cute, I saw them at Ashland Avenue and then also at Melrose Park, brand new with tags, like things you would see at like Macy's. I'm not joking, like those brands, right? And Klein, just like really good dresses, floral prints, plain, maxi, minis, like middies, like all the lengths, all the sizes, all the colors. So I saw them for $5. Some vendors were selling them for $1, which is insane. But this vendor that had like good ones, I'm talking good, they were $5. Walmart, the cheapest sundress I could find was $10. And it's really weird. I don't know if a lot of you see this, but you might see something for like cheap, but then the delivery fee is like $8.99 or something. So like it'll say $5.99 for a dress, but then like in the fine print, it's like $8.99 for delivery, which that's ridiculous. Like just include it in the price. I don't know why they do that. But anyways, so back to the $5 dresses, $10 at Walmart was the cheapest I could find. And then $15 on Amazon there. So again, wild. $5 for summer dresses. Run, ladies. I'm actually probably going to get one. Just saying. Okay, the next something that I saw that I thought was like a great price was kidney beans. Now, I know this is kind of weird because, again, like I saw it and I'm like, oh man. Okay, so the price at Swap-O-Rama was $1 per pound or $4 for 5 pounds. And this was like the dry beans that like you would scoop and like take home, right? And again, I was like, wait, that sounds like kind of expensive. Like, can't you get a bag of beans for like 69 cents? Like, what is that? Like, I thought that was genuinely high. And then I did a ton of I looked at like Jewel, Mariano's, everything. I could not find anything under $1. So that doesn't exist. So what I found was $1.28 at Walmart for like a bag. That was the cheapest I could find. And then the second cheapest I could find was $2.32 on Amazon, surprisingly. Grocery stores, again, like some of them had like the upper $1 was like there. But then for the majority of them, they were like $2 or more. Which, when did that happen? I don't know. Okay, next, there was a vendor and also in my recent vlog who did t-shirts and like these like baseball tees. So the baseball tee is the one with like, a different color sleeve cap essentially. And he was selling it was like an entire table's worth full of just t-shirts, baseball tees, tank tops, all for $1, which is wild. So I looked up the Gildan brand wholesale, and they sell for $2.65 wholesale. So like that's already cheaper than that. And then the other cheapest I could find was Hobby Lobby was selling the same exact t-shirts for $2.99. So like $3. there was like no deny. I mean, there was a lot of people at that table going through his stuff. He had sizes extra, extra small to 2X, I believe. So everyone was going crazy. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like, who can ever pass up a t-shirt? And he had like a great color selection. It was insane. So yeah, great deal there. Okay, next I'm going to talk about some jewelry. This is also interesting because it was like trending. I guess this vendor has like, I'm sure like multiple employees that kind of go to different flea markets. I saw her specifically at our Melrose Park location. But she sells jewelry in like these packs. So similar to what you would see at like TJ Maxx. And I know that that's like all the rage right now. Like, you know, they were like cherry earrings, or there was like sets of 9 earrings in these like boxes, or like really pretty like necklaces, like chain necklace, like the Cuban chains. What else was there? There was like keychains with like cherries, I know, that are really popular. So there was just a ton of stuff there. Very, very impressive selection, and just like great quality, and like nothing was like it was like they were like all brand new. I mean, perfect condition. Selling them for $3. I'll repeat, $3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The brands included House of Harlow, Camila Calejo. I don't know, not Camila Cabello. Okay. And then Piper K, which again, these are like TJ Maxx brands. And I think I've seen the Harlow one maybe at Kohl's or something, but so really good. And they were the original tags. The cheapest one I saw on the tag was $12.99, I think, was like for that cherry keychain. Everything else was like $19.99, $15.99, and so on. And she was just selling them for $3. So I don't know what jackpot she hit. But she is hooking us up, girlies. So run. Especially like guys, if you're like in a pickle to like get a woman in your life, like a quick gift, that is like the best. You can even have that on hand for like, you know, birthdays to come. So snag it if you see it, because that is really great deal. All right, next up we have lemons. Again, this is very interesting because I've like always helped my mom grocery shop recently. So I go through like all the ads with her, and I kind of see some of the cheaper things that go on sale, right? And it's very sporadic. Like sometimes you'll have things, and she's shopped specifically at Jewel. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, Indiana area, I think it's kind of nationwide at this point, but anyways, so they have like really good specials when they have good specials. But if not, things are pricey. I've been saying it for years. I think the flea market is a great place to get your produce. And I think everyone knows that at some point, but I like to throw them in so you kind of can compare. As of today, when I looked, the lemons at the flea market were 3 lemons for $1. Mariano's had them for 79 cents each. Jewel had them for $1.11 each. Target had them for $3.69 for 3. And then Walmart had them for $1.74 for 3. So do with that what you will. I love how it's like funky numbers. I don't know what deters that, but anyways, it's a great deal. So, and the produce always looks pretty good. I've never seen them put out anything bad. And if it is, they immediately take it. I mean, they're not selling you bad produce, right? So definitely do that. Okay, next up was like a wet ones container. So these are like, you know, wipes that you would take on the go. I love to have these on hand. So this was like an entire kind of like bottle. I don't want to say bottle, but like a container of them. Saw them at the flea market for $1. Thought that was a great deal. Looked them up at Walmart in their like Equate brand. Their like Walmart brand was $2.98. So you're saving money there as well. Okay, another one that I always see that I personally, every time I see at the flea market, I'm like, wait, that's kind of pricey, are these Dickies pants. And they have a variety of like colors. There's like cargo, there's black, there's like the navy, there's, what else? There's like, I've seen camel prints, I've seen khakis. They have jeans, and they sell them for $30. I think that's the cheapest one. And then their jeans are $35 from what I remember. This vendor is there every single week as well. So, if you ever are in need, like run. So I looked them up. Target sells Dickies pants, the same exact ones, for $34.99. And Dickies also sells them for $34.99. So he's right on target, with his pricing. So look, I mean, in this case, right, it's like, is it cheaper? No, but it's the same exact product. Like, you know, the Dickies brand is very relevant. Like, they're brand new. The tags are on. I mean, it's a great deal. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. They're $30 and then $34.99 at Target and $34.99 at Dickies. I don't know if I said 35. The jeans were 35. So anyways, you're saving $5 there, which that's great, right? So good deal on Dickies. Okay, so then I saw this knife set. And I remember getting a knife set when I bought mine, God, 10 years ago at this point. I still have the same knife set. It was $60, the one I saw at the flea market. The brand was Master Mason Supreme Knife Set. And I think it was like 19 pieces. No, yeah, maybe 19 pieces, which is a big, nice knife set. Same exact brand I could only find at Target and eBay. $74.99 at Target, $63.71 on eBay. So I believe that one was used. So not only was it $3.71 more expensive on eBay, but also it was used. This was a brand new knife set, super modern. Like, I would put it on my counter. Loved it. And it was $60. So again, I don't know. Again, when I saw it, I was kind of like, whoa, that's high, right? Like, I'm not dropping $60 on a knife set, but if you are someone who is in need of that, it is cheaper. So I'm just like, I don't know. I guess like I'm just so tired of hearing it. So moving on. There was a pink mini fridge, like a Frigidaire mini fridge. You can use it for skincare, but you could definitely put drinks in it, right? Like, it was a really cute one of those, like, you know, like rounded edge mini fridge. At the flea market, this one was selling for, let's see here, for $35. I found the same exact one at Walmart for, I'm sorry, it was $35, and then I saw it at Walmart for $43. So cheaper there as well. Okay, a couple more things. I recently bought, a few months ago, bought these really cute loafers that are Target brand. I actually had these, they're like dupes for like the Gucci loafer, right? So it has like, you know, essentially it's just like a pair of flat shoes, and it has like a gold detail buckle on it. Anyways, these were really cute. They're really cute for work or to like throw on if you're going to church or something like that. And they have like, you know, the memory foam cushion. So really, really good shoe. And I had it in my cart for the longest time, $39.99 at Target. And I was thinking to myself, like, I'll wait till these go on sale, because sometimes they'll put like a 30% off sale, right? If you're a Target shopper. So I was holding off, and it was just like sitting there. And then, no joke, went to the flea market a few weeks later and saw them there. And the vendor was selling them for $5. And now I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, $5. Like, everything must go. And I was like, what? It was like in the box. It had like the paper in it still, and like the little stick that they put in to like make it keep its form and everything. And I was just like, that's insane. Like, there's no way. But in fact, it was $5. And then I go, oh, certainly she doesn't have my size. And she sure did. And I left the happiest customer ever. And those are the kinds of things where I'm like, that's a deal, right? Like, there's no way, there's no questioning that was the best, if you will, quote, steal. And that made me so happy. So anyways, moving on. A veggie chopper. I'm still seeing a ton of these, and they're really popular again for like the summer, just like throwing in vegetables, cutting them up really quickly. Same thing for like fruits. I'm seeing moms use this a ton for like, now they're doing like the tackle box snacks and things like that. So very, very popular with that. And the cheapest ones I saw were $16.99 or more on Amazon. The one that I saw for $16.99 was like one of those like lightning deals. So that was good. And then $19.99 at Walmart. The veggie topper I saw that was brand new at the flea market was $12. Same thing, had all the same attachments and everything. So cheaper there. And then something else I saw was a Bluetooth hoverboard. And that was $140 at the flea market, which I thought, my gosh, that's so expensive. And then I saw it for $119 to $199. So in the range of like $120 to $200 at Amazon. And then $100 to $179 was kind of the highest that I saw at Walmart. So a little bit cheaper there. But the one that I saw at the flea market had like some bells and whistles on it. Like it had like LED lights so that like, when you went around, it did that. So it was probably one of the ones that sat in that middle range. It was probably right on target, but you could find a cheaper one if you wanted to like downgrade on that. But anyways, these were kind of the items that stuck out to me the most. And then the last one that I want to bring up was there was a shopper on TikTok who posted a haul of some things she bought at Alsip. So shout out to you, Kim. We see you. So anyways, she did a haul she bought a Ninja slushy machine, which, my God, I can't keep up with the cool things that Ninja puts out every year. So anyways, there's a slushy machine now. And she bought it from the flea market for $250. And there were a lot of comments saying like, oh, that's expensive. That's expensive. Like, oh, obviously I read them and was like gut punched. Like I immediately just wanted to attack, but I didn't. Anyways. And so I was very curious because I had no idea what these cost. And again, $250 for a machine sounds pretty high. But again, it's a new trendy piece of, kitchen equipment that everyone's wanting. So I can imagine that it's $250, if not more. But that to me did sound a little expensive. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, I think this lady got ripped off. Sure enough, I looked it up and everywhere that I saw it, it was like $349. So $350. And she saved $100 on that. Like, that's awesome. She used it. It worked. Like a lot of vendors too will let you try it too. If you're like skeptical and want to see it, like you can definitely do that. If they have like an outlet or whatever, but yeah, like I can't imagine. Anyway, so that was kind of like the grand finale, if you will, on something that really blew my mind. And honestly, that item like triggered this entire episode. So thanks for listening, but that's why. And so, of course, like there's other things too right now that are like super, that are coming into the flea market, like lawnmowers and, trimmers and weed whackers and all that stuff. I'm seeing all of that out. I'm sure I'll start seeing like more pool equipment and all that the summer gadgets coming out more and more as the weeks go on. And again, I'm a consumer just like you. So I think the same thing when I see these price tags of 50, 60, 100, 200. I heard him say like one time for like, a trimmer or something. I get it. I'm with you. It's a lot of money to drop. But please keep in mind that these people are trying to make money as well. Number one. Number two, like they did not get these things for free. So they had to pay for it as well. And I'm sure they're trying to, supplement that. They're not trying to rip us off either. They're trying to also make some money. So I feel like we just need to keep that in mind as consumers shopping at a flea market. I think like gone are the days where you can assume that you can find something that's super trendy or that's brand new and, you're going to get it for like significantly less that you would anywhere else, right? Especially when there's competitors like Amazon, Walmart, Target out there also competing for that. And it's interesting watching these like big box stores compete, right? Because they're all kind of going off of the same thing. They're feeding off of their algorithms and seeing the way we shop and trying to, up price like an item based off of like people wanting it at that particular time or whatever. So we're all like a victim to it, but going back to like the flea market, I think like the stigma around like everything's going to be cheap, like is just kind of, it sucks, right? Like, and there is those like diamond in the roughs. There are like, refurbished items or, items that people have gotten that are gently used that are in great condition. And those items are 70% less, right? That I've seen and are still great quality. So in that regard, you will absolutely get a great deal. And even everything that I read, I think there was only like 1 or 2 items that were like pretty close to what the flea market was selling. The flea Swap-O-Rama is still cheaper, you guys, than these stores. And that's just flat out, period. And now if you do see, I think, like I said, one time there was an instance, I mentioned this before, where I was like shopping for a toy specifically, and then I saw it at the flea market. It was like a toy that I was needing for a little kid's birthday party that I was going to, and I had it in my Amazon cart, and the seller was selling it for I think $25. Yeah, don't quote me. I think it was like $25, and then I know like on Amazon it was like 15 or something. And so I was kind of like, oh no, I can get it cheaper on Amazon. And she's like, okay, but don't forget, like you're paying for shipping, you're paying for tax, you're paying for all that stuff. And I don't take that into account, right? Like, and a lot of us don't sometimes. You're getting something like outright right then and there, right? And they're giving it to you for a good price. So keep that in mind. Anyways, Flea fam, that's the end of my rant and my price comparison. Look, and as I've mentioned, I think we just need to like consume the way we consume. I think the flea market is a great way to find things on a budget, or just, like look around, right? Like there's not just one vendor selling a specific type of item, right? So for example, let's take electronics. So if you go to one vendor that is selling something maybe at the price that you're not comfortable with, I would encourage you to like keep walking the market and seeing if there's another vendor that is selling a similar product, if not the same product, at a lower cost point for you that you are comfortable with. Because they're out there, right? Or maybe they'll do a 2-for deal or something like that. You just really never know what you're going to get. Like, and that's also the fun part about all of this that drives us and like makes it so fun, is like seeing that, right? Like, there are some days where vendors I've seen right in front of me be like, I'm like, wait, these are $1 today? And she's like, yeah, I need to get rid of these. Like, awesome. Like, where the week before, maybe it was like $5 or $10. And then this week it's $1. So you really just need to go out there and see for yourself. So with all that being said, I hope all of you are doing well. Thanks for listening. We are about to take off on the funnest season always. Spring and summer are like my favorite. Spring, summer, towards like the end of fall, obviously, is like when the flea market, specifically Swap-O-Rama, is always booming with all the fun. So make sure to check us out. As a reminder, all locations are open during the week. So on Tuesday and Thursday, we're open at Ashland Avenue, outdoors only. And then Wednesday, Alsip is open, outdoors only. And then Friday, Melrose Park is open, outdoors only. And then all 3 markets, Ashland, Alsip, Melrose Park, are all open 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. indoors and outdoors. So no matter what the weather is, if it's raining or anything like that, just come on down. We have an inside. The vendors have awesome tents where, I've shopped in the rain. It's fine. So come out, get your deals, shop your produce, get an agua fresca, walk around, get a churro. They're bomb, I promise. Oh my gosh, if you're at Alsip, get a pierogi, do all the things. It's that time of year. I'm so excited. As always, if you have any questions for me, if you want me to shop anything specific for you, or you want me to compare something, I'm so happy to do it. I'm out there all the time, so use me as a resource. And yeah, thanks for listening to another episode. I will catch you here next Thursday.